Hello guys, welcome back to Java session. Today I am going to cover how to connect with database, followed by how to store the data, how to retrieve the data by using this JDBC, right? So, for this, we can use Eclipse. This is the IDE which I am using. You can download this IDE from internet, right? Eclipse, any version you can take. Before the connecting with the database, you can install MySQL, right? Already you are doing for database now. So already you have MySQL 5.5 or some other version, right? So make sure before connecting to the database, you are able to open this MySQL or not, right? And what database you want to connect, create the database first. Let's say, sir, I want to connect with a particular database. So use create command, create database. Let's say I want to create database that is CSM1. This is a database which I want to create, and I want to connect with this CSM. So use or show databases. It will give you the database list. Right? These are the list of databases I have. I want to connect with the CSM1 database, right? Then come back to your IDE. In your IDE, go to File, go to take New. There you have the Java project. Click on Java project. Then give your project name. Let's say I'm working with JDBC for PS. JDBC PS I am taking, right? Then click on Finish, right? Automatically on left hand side, JDBC PS will be created. Now, this JDBC PS, this is a folder where I want to run my JDBC programs. Beta, here, if you are connecting with MySQL database, then you should link the MySQL connector file. If you are connecting with Oracle database, then you should link with the Oracle database here. The relevant connector file you should build here, connect here, right? For that purpose, just right click on the project, go to build path. Here you can see configure build path, click on it, right? Make sure whether you are in the libraries or not. Here it is. I can mark it for you. So here you are in the libraries or not. If you are in the libraries, there you have only JRE system libraries, which are related to 1.8, right? I'm using 1.8 Java version. That's what I have. Java Standard Edition 1.8, right? Then here, just click on add external jars. Now it will ask about the external jar. Whatever the version which you are downloaded, MySQL, let's say I downloaded MySQL 5.5. MySQL connector file is also available in the internet. It's all about KBs. You can pick it from the internet. So save in a folder. This is my MySQL connector file. You pick that jar file from the local directory and link to this project, right? Now you can see MySQL connector file. If you observe here on left hand side, when I created a project, there I have the JRE system libraries and SRC folder. These are the two folders which I have. Whenever you are linking this external jar file, that is MySQL connector file, automatically within that project, reference libraries will be added. So here I'm doing that operation, apply and close. You can see now I'm marking it very clearly. Beta, you can see the reference libraries. If you have these reference libraries, then only you can connect to the database. Otherwise, you cannot connect beta. So before writing the program, first set up your environment, then create the program or application to connect with the database. Without doing this, if you are trying to connect, then you'll get the database related errors, right? So after this, what I need to do? But then go to the SRC folder in your project, right click on it, take the new class, right? Then which class you want to create, which program you want to create, or which application you want to create, name that. I want to establish the connection, right? First, I want to check it, whether I'm able to connect with the database or not. If I'm able to connect with the database, then I will do the further transactions like storing or modifying or retrieving or altering, whatever, right? So I'm clicking on finish. Then new file is created. What I want to do, I want to write the code here. So connection related code I want to write. I'm picking from the already existed files. Let's say I'm taking the code which is related to connection. Right, this is my code beta. I'm writing in my program. Right now, sir, what is this code? What is the meaning of it? I will explain here beta. Just give me a minute. Connection related code. All right. So you should understand this very clearly. If you have any doubts, you can call me or you can contact me one another way, right? So I'm importing the SQL package. If you see here, as of now, we are not used this. So why we are using this SQL package means, because SQL means structured query language. We are going to connect with the database. The database related all the classes and interfaces. As of now, whatever we are discussed, that may be connection interface, statement interface, driver manager class, or result set class. These are all the different classes and interfaces. They are available in the SQL package. That's what I'm importing this SQL package. Star represents all the classes and interfaces, right? Next, I'm taking some class name, then I'm taking the main method. Now, this is a statement which is very important, beta. Don't surprise here. This is the class is, it's not keyword, it's a predefined class. So in Java, we have a predefined class that is object, and we have a predefined class that is class, right? In that class, we have a static method that is the for name, right? That's what I am using, class.forName. Directly, you are using the class name to call the method. That is the static method. Sir, what is the purpose of this method means? Beta, whatever the driver which you are given, the driver is going to be registered. Once it is registered, then you can use that driver. Sir, what driver we are registering here? Beta com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Sir, what it means? It is developed for commercial purpose. It's a MySQL database. We are using JDBC. The driver name is driver. So this I am loading. Then I want to establish the connection. As I told you, we use the driver manager class, which is used to verify. Then it returns the connection object whenever we connect it to the database. Now, this is the driver manager class. There we have a static method, that is get connection method. But this get connection method, it requires three parameters. One is the URL where the database is located, that you need to that you should give to this get connection method, and what is the username of the database, and along with this, what is the password of the database. These are the things you should convey to this get connection method. Then only it can connect to the database. Otherwise, it cannot connect. Now, here I am giving the URL, username, and password. This is related to your database beta. While installing your MySQL, you'll choose your username and password. This URL is nothing but the where that database is located. I'm connecting with JDBC. I'm connecting with MySQL database, which is available in the same system. That's what I'm representing with the local host. I'm going to connect with the database that is NPS1 or CSM1, whatever the database which you are created. And this is a username of my database, MySQL database root, and this is my password of the database, right? So whenever it establishes the connection, it returns the connection object. That connection object is used for further transactions like storing the data or creating table or altering table or retrieving the data. For all these purposes, we use this connection object, right? So here connection interface, it takes this connection object as a reference variable and it will perform the further operations, right? Sir, what is this connection object? You are saying, I want to know about very clearly. Beta, if you want get clarity, just call the object name dot get class. It will give you the complete hierarchy of that particular object, right? So if you are connected with the database successfully, you'll get this message like connected to the so-and-so database with the help of these classes. Now let's execute this. Sir, how to execute this? Beta, you are written code in IDE. Sir, why we are picking IDE? Because IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. We are integrating Java code with the database. So I want to bring multiple technologies into the single platform. That is the reason I'm using this IDE, right? Let's run this. So here, which database I'm using? I'm going to use, we are created some database now. Let's check what database we are created. We created CSM1 database beta, right? I want to connect with the CSM1 database. So I'm changing my database name, that is CSM1. Now I'm running it. Better just right click on the environment, go to the run as and click on Java application. This is the one way to run your Java program, right? Now the reply will be there, the response will be there in the console. In console, what it is saying, connected successfully and it using com.mysql.jdbc.connection interface to establish the connection, right? This is a way of establishing the connection with the database. Now, sir, next I want to create a table. Better same, create one more program, or you can use the same program and you can edit it. But I am taking the different program for different operations. You take one more class name. I am taking something like create a table. So city, right? Finish it. New file will be created. Write the code for creating the table. So as you know, you are the student of this CSM. So the DBMS is going on par with Java. So you know the syntax to create the database, create the table database and retrieving the data from the database. I'm not getting much detail about this. If you want, let me know. I will do one more video. So I'm covering all the programs here, beta. Now we will create a table and we will create table in the database, right? Chalo, I will write the code for that. Yeah, beta. This is an example for the creating table. So as we know, this is the stuff which is related to basic, that is importing packages, taking class name and a main method and all. These two steps are common for every program, beta: loading driver and getting connection with the required database. So here we are taking database name as CSM1. So I'm changing my database name CSM1. Then, so we discussed very clearly about this statement interface. The purpose of statement interface is to carry the to bring the queries from the Java application to the database, and it brings the results from database to the Java application. For that purpose, we need the statement interface. It acts as a vehicle, or you can say mediator, who carries the queries from Java application to database, database to the Java application. So I'm calling a method that is create statement. So which is used to, which throws the statement interface object. By using this, we can send the query and we can get the response. Now, this is the syntax to create the table, beta. As we know, create table, table name along with the column name with type of the column, right? So here I am taking create table. I'm creating a student table. There I am taking the column name as student ID. So it is accepting the integer type of data. I'm not specifying the type of this, sorry, how many characters, that is size of the column I'm not mentioning. So by default, it takes 11 beta, and I'm taking the primary key. That in the sense that particular column, it do not allow the duplicate values. Then student name, it's varchar. It allows the combination of data like characters, integer, digits along with the special characters. So I'm taking the size as 20, age, integer type, address, varchar, right? This is the SQL query, which I'm taking it as a string. That's what I'm putting in the double quotes. Then I'm taking a string type of variable. The variable name is v. This variable I want to execute on the database. So in order to execute the query on the database, we take the help of statement interface. There we have a method that is execute update method. Sir, you are saying it's a query, then you should use execute query method. Why you are using execute update? Better, there is a difference between the execute query method and execute update method. Whenever you are using execute update method, so we are giving update to the database. We are not getting anything in turn. Whenever you are using the execute query method, if you get the response from the database, then you should use this execute query method. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a table. When we create a table, this database doesn't respond because internally it performs the operation, it creates the table, that's it. But it won't generate your table created successfully. Such kind of response will not be generated from the database. Just we are giving the update to the database. That's what I'm using the execute update method, right? Now I'm executed the query on the database. Now I want to know, sir, I want to print to the user purpose. Then you can print that object. It will tell you whether that executed or not. But I'm not printing. I want to show you. So copy this and go to your IDE. All right. There I'm created a program that is create table with class name CT, right? This is my class name. I changed my database name and I changed the username and password. I'm saving it. So before moving to this, I will show you in the database, do we have any table in the CSM1? So use CSM1, right? Now database changed successfully. Then as the database to show tables. So show tables is a command which is used to show the tables. Beta, I don't have any table. That's what it is returning. Empty set. Now execute your program here. run it by right clicking, go to run as and select Java application. Here I'm not getting any response because we are not printing here. So the action will be reflected on the MySQL. Then recall the same query, show tables. You can see tables in CSM1, that is student table. Sir, what rows and columns are there? I want to see the table data. So, or what is the structure of this table? Just use the desk command. Desk means describe. So what do you want to describe? Student table. So describe this student table. These are the fields which you are taken: student ID, student name, age, and address. This is the type, and these are the null. So which column is allowing the null? So wherever you are taken primary key, that particular column is not allowing the null. And because it's a primary key, default values all are null. The extra column, which refers if any foreign table is connected to this particular table, or any other table is connected to this table, then that will be reflected in the extra column, right? So this is all about the creation of table by using this Java program.